Welcome back to Anti-Depressing. This is a show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro. Hi, friends.
Yes.
How is everyone doing?
We're doing so good. Can you tell me what your shirt says? I forgot to read it before we started.
Oh, yeah. My shirt says, I had no idea these tattoos were permanent. And yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I bought it and I was like, this is hilarious. And then I showed my
No,
mom
this
and
is
she was
so
like,
funny.
okay.
Okay, she's like, but did you know? Because some of them, I
She
don't
was
know.
like, I don't know, Janelle. The donut was a risk. But
Okay,
yes.
I was going to ask you, do you have any tattoos that you've gotten? For those of you who don't know, Chanel has quite a few tattoos. I feel like 7, 8 now.
I feel like 8, probably.
And I have a serious question. Is there any tattoos that you like actually regret that you're like, you know what? I probably didn't need that.
Honest to God. Okay. Meaningful wise, no. I think all of them, I'm like, okay, they had a meaning at a particular time. I can own that. I think it's good to reflect on that.
That's fair.
Aesthetic wise, I would say the donut was just not done well. I would do it again, but I would have it be done better. The guy that did it just kind of like inked it kind of weird. So I just stay aesthetic wise. You know, it just wasn't super well.
I do love that the donut is now part of this flower. Was that on purpose, or were you like, I want the flower and the donut just is inconveniently where I want the flower?
The second part. Yeah. So I was like, I want the flower, but the donut is just there. But now at this point, it kind of blends. So it's like,
I think you actually just need to get a couple more mini donuts and like decorate the plant like it's a Christmas tree. And like the donuts are the ornaments.
And honestly,
I think you got to lean in.
And honestly, I might have to just do that. So I think the donut is one aesthetically that I'm like, dang, I wish it was just done a little bit better, but I don't hate it, but that's okay. And then I have a mediatrix on my wrist, which is, for those listening, that is like, if you've ever seen the sign with the M and then the T at the top, it's for like Mary being the mediator between like us and God. Yeah, I think it was just done in a really weird spot on my wrist. Yeah. And so now
they also did it really thick.
Yeah. And now whenever my wrist moves, it like as I grow up, you know, it just gets more globby. So yeah, so that was those are probably the two that I'd be like, oh, I would just have them done better. Not that I don't like them, just like done in a different way. But other than that, you live and you learn. So
that's so true.
You live and you learn.
Okay, well, thank you. This was a really like helpful conversation. I think for all those out there that are thinking about getting a tattoo,
get the donut tattoo. You should do it, everyone.
You should do it. Just make sure you trust the tattoo artist.
Yeah,
like
bad
have
choices
a person.
unite. Yeah, absolutely.
100% supporting each other's delusional choices. But I love it. Good. Okay. Thank you for sharing. How else are you besides for processing everything you've done to your body?
Yeah. How else am I besides that? I'm good. I am just living and learning, loving and loving life. And I'm also about to sneeze, so I'm so
and God bless you.
That one came out of nowhere.
I have heard that the pollen in Florida is popping.
Is
that a sign of the times?
It is quite pollenous.
Voluminous.
It is voluminous. It is a sign of the times. There is pollen everywhere. Cars are green. That were not previously green. Cars are yellow. It's really just it's taking over. But God is good because for some reason I've been able to fare with Claritin and still survive. Because usually I'm struck with hay fever, which is what I think it is when you just get sick from a cold or sick from like allergies.
From allergies?
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah. So I get that. Watch. I'm gonna look up hay fever. And
I know. I'm like,
actually,
what even is hay fever?
A blood disorder.
I feel like I only hear of hay fever in like old-timey shows. I don't know.
What is hay fever? Hay fever is an allergic reaction to pollen. Yeah, that could cause...
Good for you.
Yeah. It is not caused by hay, nor does it cause a fever, but you can...
So, like, who named it? Who can we hold responsible for that?
I honestly...
Because that's just not acceptable, you know?
Yeah, let's see. everyone's like, what is this episode so far? Anyway, so the pollen is crazy here. And
Okay.
yeah, and other than that, how's my life going? Yesterday, I just grouted my shower
Ooh.
because my grout was coming up, and so I was like, I could totally do that. It'll take me like 30 minutes. It took me like 3 hours. So, and then I absolutely use painter's tape to like, which is said online you could do this to like mark off where you're going to put the
Mm-hmm.
grout. Um, and then I was like, great, I'll leave it on overnight so it could like keep the lines nice. And then I pulled it off this morning and it absolutely pulled up all the grout. So I'm going to have to do it again. So that is how my day's going.
Nuh-uh.
But that's okay because praise be to my therapist in medicine, I'm feeling completely calm and I don't even mind
You know
having to do
what?
this again.
You
So
know what? That's a
it's okay.
gift.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay that I'm going to have to just spend the next 3 hours taking it back up and doing it all over again. So that's how I'm doing. How are you?
You know, it's something about me is that I appreciate you and I appreciate how honest you are about how unbothered you are about this. And I can hear it in your voice towards the end.
I'm
It's okay.
very
I can
chill.
tell.
I
I can
totally
tell.
don't mind that I'm going to have to take an X-Acto knife, take all of this up, clean it, clean it, wait a day again, and then
Mm-hmm.
have to redo it. I totally don't mind that all the silicone I just cocked like has to come up. That's okay.
I can tell.
Mm.
Yeah, I can tell. You remain unbothered. That's something about you. You're unbothered. So thank you for sharing that. I am in YCP prep mode. That's where my head's at. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be just like the girliest time. The ladies are gonna be together. And I'm just kind of beside myself. I'm pumped for us all to hang out and just be able
Yay!
to hop on this podcast and talk about who knows what
Who knows
with each
what?
other. I am getting my hair done tonight. This is very just
I love it. I love it.
it's
Lean
everything.
in. Lean
You
in.
know why? Because I loved the pictures we got back from last time's YCP 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like we looked cute, our hair looked
Mm.
good. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
I want that again. I
Yeah.
want that for us. You know, I
Yeah.
want to look back at them because sometimes we've taken pictures and I'm like, all right. But
Mm-hmm.
every time we've taken pictures for Anti-Depressing, I'm like, my
These are
gosh,
cute
these are
every time.
amazing. Look at us
Mm,
glowing from the inside out. And
correct.
so I would love to achieve that for us again. So, you know, that's in a very, I guess, semi-vain way, but just excited to like be doing the pod together.
Not vain
And
at
be
all.
together. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for just cutie girls being cutie girls, recording a show we love, talking about the church. And it's just fun to be at YCP because it's all like, you know, Catholic young people.
Yeah.
And now that this weekend I'm turning 32, I'm like, I'm kind of a Catholic old person, you know?
are.
And so it's fun to like see them in their youth and they're all like kind of lightly flirting. It's just
It's
like the
fun
best
to see
place.
them in their youth, to see
In
the
their youth,
wild,
they're like
the
27.
wild young adults prowling the conference center in their
It's
youth.
great.
It is
And
pretty fun.
I think we talked about this last time we went to YCP. Like, we kind of skipped the networking season of life, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
when young professionals, not that we were not ever young professionals or that we're not now, but we were never in jobs where like it matters to make those kind of connections. Like we just kind of had ministry jobs or like did this and it's just so fun to see people out there and they're like pantsuits, really
This.
doing it up, really
Yeah.
shaking hands,
Really.
really looking in each other's eyes. And there's nothing like the thrill of you and I just being there to record this podcast for fun, but then people coming up and giving us their business card and like shaking us their hand, like they're about to make a connection, you know?
And I'm like, okay.
It's so fun.
I am going to go home and just put this on my desk. But this
Yeah, but
rocks.
it's like so sweet that
This-
everyone's just, you know, mingling.
Yeah, it is really sweet. So I am really excited as well. And that is
Yes.
going to rock. Also, for everyone listening, John Bostock credited the first clinical description of hay fever in 1819. So thank you,
Okay, John.
for writing a name for something that doesn't actually have to do with hay and does not
It makes
give you a
no
fever.
sense, Sean.
Yeah, he also nicknamed it summer catarrh.
What does that even mean?
Anyway, yeah. I thought everyone would want to know
It had
that.
to be John.
Yeah.
Classic.
So yeah. Oh, wait. Last one. While the term
Please.
hay fever was adopted, early sufferers often attributed
No.
it to the heat of the summer or the scent of new hay.
Okay, so then why did Google say it has nothing to do with hay?
Maybe because maybe because it
Yeah.
actually doesn't have anything to do with hay, but early people were like, this has to
Do you
be
thi-
about the scent of
About
new
hay.
hay.
Do you think that in that time, more people were around hay? Now it's kind of niche to be around hay. Like, unless you
Yeah.
live on a barn, live on a farm, are you around hay? Probably not. So maybe now they're like, oh, actually, it could be all allergens because we don't want to discriminate. Just hay, you know?
Yeah, I do feel like
Maybe it's broadened.
I do feel like hay was
Everyone
yeah.
had hay back
Like,
in the
you
day,
know how
right?
for those that live in the South, do you know how a Chinese restaurant is always next to a Publix? I feel like hay was the Chinese restaurant.
This is such a good point.
I feel like
Hay was everywhere.
hay was everywhere.
You couldn't
So,
escape it.
I mean, drop in the chat. When was the last time you were around hay?
That's like such a good
Because
question.
if I were to think about the last time I was around hay, it would
Yeah.
probably be when I visited you in Wisconsin.
It was when we went to the Little Farmer and the kids
And
played
that was
on the
the
hay
last
bales. I
time I was
know
around.
that was the last time
that
you
was the
touched
last time
hay.
I was around hay. I don't think
Yeah.
I've been around
When
hay.
was I last around hay? Days ago.
Days ago.
You know, like within days.
And that's the life of
So
a
different
32-year-old rural Wisconsin
Wisconsinite.
woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like there's hay in my backyard,
We're
essentially.
truly living
You
two
know?
different lives. Yeah.
That's so true. But
That's
it is
so
the
true.
best of both worlds, you know?
It truly is. So thank you everyone for
Okay, great.
listening to our digressions. I do want to roll into antidepressant Catholic news.
That sounds good. I think we're getting too close to being a history podcast and we need to move on.
I do agree. So for our antidepressant Catholic news, we're going to shout out Pope Leo. Also, we're going to shout out Easter. Thanks God for rising
You know what?
from the
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, he did that. He rose. So we want to shout out Pope Leo, who was the second pope to ever carry the cross for the way of the cross on Good Friday. The first one being
So cool.
the great Pope John Paul II. So Pope Leo carried the cross the entire way. People were like, oh my gosh, I love this. You know, he's the best. And so just want to shout him out. He led the way of the cross through, and this is according to Vatican News, through the candlelight ruins of the ancient Roman edifice. This is a lot of words, which
You're doing great,
witnessed the
though.
martyrdom of many early Christians. That edifice is the Colosseum. So he led the way of the cross through the Colosseum, Rome's Colosseum, because there's like a bunch of them in Italy. So that was pretty powerful. You could actually watch it on YouTube. They have the entire way of the cross on YouTube. And it's like a huge cross that
It's
Pope
wild.
Leo's just kind of walking with for the entire Stations of the Cross. So very beautiful.
So cool.
The prayers during the way of the cross were, just a lot for the God's mercy on this whole world, which we definitely do need it. So we do thank you, Pope Leo. Pope Francis. Aww.
He's still with you.
Rip.
I love this. It's a sign of multiple things.
Okay.
One, his values, I feel like, and the things there's the things he prioritizes, like his direct involvement and like him being literally hands-on. But then also the fact that like we haven't had a pope that's this young in a hot minute, and
That
so there
part.
is that. Like
Yeah.
no shade to the other popes who didn't do it because like he's young, you know.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's really cool. When I studied abroad in Rome, I'm one of those girls.
There we go.
When I studied abroad,
There we go.
I went to this, but it was with Pope Francis. But so cool, like the way it's really, really beautiful, and like so many people. And so I can't even imagine what that felt like or was like with the Pope carrying the cross. So cool. So
It must have been like
shout
so
out.
beautiful.
Yeah, and Pope Leo's really getting his flowers right now. People,
Really is.
even like non-Catholic people, are like, wait a second. is the Catholic Church, like, flirting with me? Like, I'm into what's happening right now. Like, Pope Leo is, like, really talking the talk and walking the walk.
He really is. And
So
who
shout
would
out
have
to him,
thought? You know, he's like, hey.
not the Catholic Church having a moment.
So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if we continue our momentous moments. Right now, we just want to say thanks, Pope Leo, for being the shepherd of those that, you know, might have not been in the mix for a while. Hopefully during
So
Easter
true.
time, you were able to come on back. But if you're still kind of dipping your toe in and out, hey, you got a pope that sees you and that is like, hey, I'm walking through these stations with you, babe. We got it.
So true.
We're going to be okay.
Nope. I love.
So we actually have a second antidepressant Catholic news, which while
the news is flowing.
Yeah, the news is flowing. So for our second antidepressant Catholic news, which is technically also our first story, do we want to jig a little bit before?
Yeah, let's change it up. Let's dance a little. Are you ready?
Yeah. For our first story, big news, especially for our favorite co-host, Juliana. Atlanta Archdiocese makes a bid to be the host of World Youth Day 2030.
Wow.
Yes. So World Youth Day, for those that are like, what is that? World Youth Day is a gathering. I believe it's every 4 years, 2 years, 4 years.
I think it's giving Olympics.
I feel like
let me look it up.
Yeah, let's look that up. So, but it is every couple years where Catholics, Christians from all over the world gather.
2 to 3.
2 to 3, okay. Where they gather with the Pope at the time, and they have everything from catechesis, so learning about the faith, to music, to activities, and it's to mass, to adoration, to prayer, and it's just like a momentous time where the Pope preaches to the young people, and just encourages them. This year, it is going to be in South Korea, which, no, is it this year? Oh my gosh.
27.
27 next year. It's going to be in South Korea, which is crazy, and it's going to be awesome. And so in 2030, Atlanta Archdiocese made a World Youth Day bid. This will be, if they are chosen, the second place in the United States that has held World Youth Day, the first being Denver, Colorado. Where Pope John Paul II was in Denver, Colorado. So that it will just be really exciting. Also, I have gone to the place where World Youth Day was celebrated in Denver. It's really cool. So I did stand in the place where Pope John Paul II celebrated Mass.
Did they have to like build a place?
No, it's like it's in this huge park. It's like in this huge park. But I'm sure they had to like, you know, build some infrastructure to help hold because there were so many people. But it's in this,
kind of
like,
crazy, right?
Really big park. So
okay.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I mean, I really hope that that we get chosen, and by we I just mean a place in America, because I will go in 2030 if it is in Atlanta. That would be literally insane. So
it would be literally insane, and just to be that girl, this sounds like a nightmare.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like there were 1.5 million people at the Lisbon World Youth Day, the most recent one. But I did look it up, and when Atlanta hosted the Summer Olympics in 1996, there were 2 million people there. So they've done a lot of visitors, but like World Youth Day, like everyone's there at one event, whereas like Olympics, it's like, oh, I might go to swimming, but I'm not going to gymnastics. You know, like you're not doing. It sounds kind of so crazy. I mean, you know, like you and I have hosted camps in Atlanta before, and like it's tough.
It's tough
driving to work sites and doing all the things. So bless up to the Atlanta infrastructure trying to make this happen. I mean, we'll obviously be there, but it sounds logistically like super intense. But I do think that, like, the US is, like, biding their time for Pope Leo to come back and be physically present at something in the US.
For sure.
And, like, yeah, this is 4 years from now, but it's the perfect event for it, you know?
Sure.
So I do think there's a little bit of that happening. But yeah, this would be really, really wild. I also am wondering, when is the next whatever NEC, National Eucharistic Congress, supposed to be?
It is 2029. So people do think 29?
Back-to-back summers.
Yeah.
29?
So people do think that the Pope won't do two things.
I don't think so either. And I think he would do World Youth Day over the National Youth, because it's so global.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are the global church, after all. So, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, that is really interesting, though, to have two giant things back-to-back summers.
I mean,
And it
is kind of crazy, too, because when I saw, a bid for 2030 World Youth Day, I thought, that's like 10 years from now. It's 2026.
It's, like, really coming up.
It's 2026.
Like, they need to start planning immediately.
Oh, my gosh.
You know?
So the fingers are being crossed that Atlanta is chosen as the location for 2030. That would literally be insane. I know.
So crazy.
I saw your husband there, which is so random because there were like millions of people. When Pope Francis came to Philadelphia, I ran into him in a line for like something random.
Probably a snack.
But you know, like, when Pope Francis came, that was the most insane, awesome thing ever. And he was awesome. And so having Pope Leo, who is from the great old USA, come here would literally rock. So, and if you guys, I mean, really, if you think we're insufferable before, just wait.
Yeah, we are never fighting the insufferable.
Just wait.
Yeah, no, this is who we are.
So word up to Atlanta. If anyone works in the Atlanta Archdiocese, drop in the chat if the Pope is coming. So
drop in the chat that, and when will we know if your bid is accepted?
Yeah, drop in the chat. Yeah, tell us. We promise we won't tell anyone.
We will not announce it next week.
So that's really exciting.
Super exciting.
Yeah, and for our second story, this is probably something we could probably actually just start renaming World Youth Day just Youthchella. I feel like we should just rename it Youthchella.
So true. It's like searching for something younger, something fun,
honestly,
you know?
And if you could guess, like, we have our fingers on the pulse. So I feel like Youthchella would just be it. So
we are young.
And we'll set the world on fire. We can burn brighter.
Good job.
Than the sun. So I feel like we should rename it Youthchella because it is that time of year again. It is Coachella. And every year it comes up so fast. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like
it's so confusing.
I'm knowing the bands less and less. I was talking with a friend.
There's a quadrillion people.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend the other day and we were scrolling through who's playing. And I honestly did not know any of those people.
No.
I did not know any bands. I felt like it was just completely kind of out of the mix. I knew the main ones, with the main ones being Sabrina Carpenter is the headliner. And so obviously know her. We're not that clocked out.
It's literally this weekend.
Yeah.
It's right now.
It's this weekend, and then it is the next weekend. It's for 2 weekends. So Coachella is here. And I was inspired because last weekend, during Easter weekend, the whole weekend, I was hanging with your sister and some other friends. And we just were like, why don't we just listen to early 2000s youth group music, like the whole weekend?
Yeah.
So we were really like in the mix. And I felt inspired, like, what would Youthchella be like? Who would I have play? What songs would I want to hear? What weekend would I go to at Youthchella?
So true.
And so I have a few that I'm just like, if this is kind of what I would do. And
I love. I'm excited for you to share. And I think last year we talked about this, but you called it YOUTH-CHELLA.
Yeah, so I
Like
feel like
Catholic Coachella.
yeah, I feel like now
Um,
we're just kind of, like, escalating. I feel
I
like
know. And
this one's more
it is a tricky thing because if we're doing YOUTH-CHELLA, then is it only Catholic artists? In which case, your youth group music is going to severely dwindle if you're not including like non-denom artists. So it almost has to be Youthchella.
Mhm.
Maybe we have a YOUTH-CHELLA night. We highlight all of our Catholic artists.
Oh, that would be nice, and for those that do recall, when we did speak about this last year, we were kind of small. We said, okay, obviously artists from Novum,
Of
Steven.
course.
We're thinking broader this
Let's
year
think broader. Let's cast a wider net.
for
So
this year's
who are you
Youthchella.
drafting?
So I'm drafting
An insane
Delirious.
word in today.
Yeah, that
Um,
really is insane. Maybe rescind that. I am
who are you
summoning.
putting on your lineup?
I'm summoning Delirious. Now
Oh,
people listening might be like, "Who's Delirious?" You know who they are because
you know.
um they make you want to sing of his love forever. And that was their bop. So I could sing of your love forever. We don't have the rights to play any music, so I will just lead us through.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I could sing of
Wow,
your love
actually
forever.
such a good deep cut.
Yeah, that honestly to just kick it off.
Okay.
Then I would bring in Third Day. And Third Day might be
Chanel.
for weekend number 2. So you might be wondering who's Third Day.
You know.
God of wonders beyond our galaxy, you are holy. Oh my gosh, I got chills. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would bring in them. And then I feel like for weekend number 1, I would have
Okay.
kind of like a fun mix. Like it's
Please.
Youthchella, not maybe so Christian facing, but maybe like Christian kind of like they are a Christian band, but they're still kind of really fun. I would bring in Relient K.
Relient K is a great idea.
Yeah.
Also, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Whoa.
I saw them at a Christian music concert once, and it slapped.
And I think for weekend
I think
too,
you need to have an emo night, you know? I just
literally
think.
was like, I think for weekend too, should we bring in Flyleaf?
Okay, can I be so honest?
Yeah.
What you're describing right now is an event that they do in Oshkosh, Wisconsin in the summer, called, what is, this is actually really embarrassing. I cannot think of it. Our friend, DJ Code, has performed at it before, and like handful of other people. I have also gone to it many times. And you know what? I'm going to blame that on, I slept 3 hours last night with my child.
Honestly, fair.
Oshkosh Christian Music Festival. Let's get it going. It's called Life Fest. I don't need to finish this Google.
Life Fest. Okay.
Yes, Life Fest. And they have like the main stage where it's like, it's the people you've heard of.
For sure.
Who was that people? They have like a number in their thing. Oh, Family Force 5? All up on that stage. You better believe it.
Bones and knees, yeah,
so
crank it like a chainsaw. Crank it.
Do you remember?
Crank it
Do you
back,
remember?
back. You know, and honest to God,
2014
that came
staff.
out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. I don't even know math, and I remembered that song. That's crazy.
And I'll do the whole dance if you ask.
Crazy.
So crazy. We love that song. And like a handful of your favorites. So, that's where you're seeing Need to Breathe. That's where we're seeing, Need to Breathe is probably too big for that, but you know what I'm saying. But then they have tents that's like, oh, here's one that's more like, gospel-esque. Here's a tent that's like the emo Christian music. Here's a tent that's the Christian music, or the country Christian music. So you can go to like all these different tents, but then there's like the main stage doing stuff.
I need to go to Life Fest.
Yeah, you do, because that's exactly what. But like, I need Life Fest to put us in charge.
That part.
Let me choose who's coming.
Because the chances of us being in charge of Youthchella are not super high at this point because we haven't put our bid in yet. I fear that I think we should put our bid in for 2033.
Ooh,
but Life Fest, we could.
I think, okay, and 2030, Lana.
Okay.
Girl, do you say?
Okay.
Please ask us who should be playing music. this is my official request. Don't just think this is what the people want to hear. You don't know them like we do. You don't know the people like we do. Ask us. We will help.
Yeah, because we
and
will.
like for free.
Because
for free,
we will.
honestly.
And we do want to hear some throwbacks. So I do want to also put my bid in for,
please.
I do want Cutlass to be at Youthchella.
Tell
now
me your
you might
favorite
be
Cutlass
thinking,
song.
you're like, I don't know what that is, Chanel. Stop talking about these throwback bands that nobody. Okay, you do, because
they'll know the songs.
Because better is one day in your courts. Better is one day in your house. Better is one day in your courts than what?
Than thousands elsewhere. I'm sorry, that song had a chokehold on every youth group.
Every youth group.
I sang it in like a Christmas performance at my church. There was nowhere it wasn't. It's the same as, what's the one about like the Father's house. Gosh, what am I thinking?
A big house where lots and lots of room. A big table where we can have good food. A big yard where we can play football. A big house. It's my Father's house. That's crazy, Jasmine, because I don't even know like what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but I remember the lyrics to that song.
So many good songs. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Like, honestly, we just need to throw out like a little bit of that. Like Youthchella.
And like if it has hand motions, it's in. That's what we need. We need a tent of people who play music that has hand motions. Pop in if you want to do Yes, Lord. You know?
Honestly, my last bid is, well, my last two bids. One, Jars of Clay. I'm going to bid for Jars of Clay. My second is Sonic Flood. Now, who's Sonic Flood? Who are any of these bands? Well,
such crazy names.
They help us lift God's name high because, Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. You came from heaven to earth to show the way from the earth to the cross.
Yeah, thank you.
To pay from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky.
Lord.
For anyone that's listening to this that actually knows sign language, can you verify if any of that means anything? Does this mean grave? Does this mean cross? Does this mean debt? Does this mean debt? Or were we just being actually super offensive? I don't know.
I have such a hard time believing that it's accurate, but what if it is?
Drop in the chat. So that's who I feel like I would want to open. I would just want us to open with songs that we thought we knew sign language when we were younger, but we actually were not learning an actual language.
Yep.
So
yeah.
That's who I'd want to start. And that is my bid, our bid, Anti-Depressing's bid for Youthchella. Don't be afraid to rename it. Pope John Paul II would want it to have a fresh new name anyway.
So true. He would.
So there you go. So for our last story, we're going to talk about our sisters. Not just our sisters because we are sisters, but more sisters. We're going to talk about sisters that grew up with us as well, our baby sisters, our oldest sisters, because it's official. According to a Harvard research study, a study showed that having a sister actually makes you a better person.
Honestly, yeah.
A study published in the Journal of Family Psychology shows having a sister improves mental health and boosts self-esteem. Plus, it can make you a better person. It improves your social skills, gives us the confidence to be more independent, and boosts our mental health. So,
wow.
Yeah. This goes for men in particular. So think about all the men you know with sisters. It reportedly makes you more compassionate, less judgmental, and know when to back down in an argument if they have a female sibling. Now,
you know what? Boys are afraid of their sisters.
That is what I was going to say is know when to back down an argument, because something about a sister is that they won't back down. My sister and I almost we would fight. We would just fight until.
It's an open fight. It can reopen at any time, you know? You know who supports this argument? Do you know who has 2 sisters that you think is a wonderful man?
Hit me with it.
Joey from The Bachelor. The proof is in the pudding. Yeah.
So you guys, if you're out there trying to have kids, just
try to get a sister in the mix.
Have some sisters. Do that.
And you know what? If you're a brother out there listening to this, or if you're a sister listening to this, send it to your brother, because he is a better person because of you. And that's not even you. We've known that all along. If you're a sister, you know that all along. You've made your siblings better. Now, like, Harvard said it. Harvard said that he is a better person because of you. So, Venmo request for that coffee today. He better be getting you flowers. Like, that's a thanks, you know?
Yep.
And a thank you to my sisters.
And a thank you to my sisters as well.
This one goes out to all the sisters.
Shout out to the sisters, because they do make you better. Everything that I was reading, it does deem true. Sisters
That's so
ensure
true.
their siblings are better communicators.
Yep.
With research suggesting that men with sisters are better at talking to women. Isn't that crazy?
So true.
A woman's perspective on how to speak to a woman is actually valid. Listen to us.
Isn't that crazy? We can help you.
Listen to us.
We can guide you. They say, and by they I mean the Bible, say iron sharpens iron, a friend sharpens a friend. A sister, like, torches a sister. Like, I don't even know what we do.
That is true.
But we will ensure that we are all our best.
We will.
And, like, rally behind each other when we don't feel like we're our best. You know?
For sure.
Call each other out. But then, like, if you call out my sister, then, like, we'll fight. You know? Like, we could fight. And that's fine.
We'll fight. My volume will be higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just love that about sisters. So prayers to all the sisters out there. Happy Sister Day. It's not even today, but Happy Sister Day.
Happy Sister Day. We are unofficially anointing today as Sister Day, and we are renaming 2030 World Youth Day as Youthchella. Because
and while we're at it, we should rename Hay Fever.
Because honestly, the more that I thought about Youthchella too, the reason why I said Youthchella is because when I thought about Cathchella, I kept thinking about catheters. And I feel like
it does sound like catheters, or that it's an event only for women named Kathy. You know?
And the marketing for that, if it was only for women named Kathy, it could be like that event where it's only twins. And that would be fun. I feel like we could lean into that.
Yeah, so maybe that's a separate side hustle of ours. But Youthchella does seem more right to me.
So Youthchella 2030, Fever 2026.
Yeah. We'll let you know what we think it should be named. What do you think it should be named? Not Hay Fever, that's for darn sure.
Not Hay Fever, because I don't know. So thank you, John Bostock, for Hay Fever. We love you. We're so happy to be here, as always, you guys, because the world is like a lot crazy right now. And but we're not. And we're so happy for that. And we love you guys. And we'll TTYL. And we'll see you guys this weekend.
Have an anti-depressing week.
Bye.